I just filmed the whole intro and totally didn't realize my camera was filming. So let's just go ahead and restart that. Hi, hello. Welcome to my channel. I'm Nash. We're gonna be sitting down today and we're gonna be doing another full face using one palette. I have two others on my channel. I have a full face using the Naked Heat by Urban Decay palette, as well as a full face using the Pure Soleil Diaries palette. Today we're gonna sit down and we're gonna use this Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 palette. I really like the packaging on this guy. Really pretty. However, I've used this guy a couple times now. To be completely honest, I absolutely hated this palette for my eyes. I found the shadows to be extremely chalky, no pigment. I've just had all around bad luck with this palette for eyeshadow. But I'm thinking maybe these will be good for maybe like things like bronzer or whatever, highlight even. So we're gonna use this palette, we're gonna see what we can create with it. As I said before, you guys haven't heard it because my camera wasn't filming. I totally forgot when I was doing my foundation and concealer and powder and everything this morning. Totally forgot I was filming this video and totally did my eyebrows. Usually with these videos I will go in and do my eyebrows if there's like a dark brown shade. So I totally would have used this Siren shade just right here to do my brows today, but I totally forgot. My brows are already on and I'm not gonna take them off and do them again. So everything besides my brows today I will try and do with this palette. So if you're curious to see what kind of look I can create using a palette I absolutely can't stand, doing a full face of makeup with it, then make sure you just keep on watching. Okay, so like I said, already have my brows on, already have foundation, concealer, powdered. So we're gonna just go ahead, I think, and start with the eyes because we'll just go ahead and get those over with. I'm gonna start off just using the shade Conch, this guy right here. And I'm just gonna go in and just kind of put this all over my lid just to kind of set everything down. As usual, I always do this step first. A lot of people don't, and the odd time I won't either, if it's maybe like a really vibrant look I'm doing. But most of the time, especially with shadows that I have a tendency to be a little bit more tricky to blend, I'll go in with the powder and set everything first. I'm already scared to know how this look is going to turn out. I really don't like this palette at all. I guess to start with, I'm going to go in with the shade Marina. It's this shade right there. And going in with just a fluffy, like there's no product. I just find these shades so chalky. I'm gonna start by throwing that into my crease. And you guys, I don't know if I just got like a dud palette, because I remember when we got this in our BoxyCharm, a lot of people said they love it. And I just don't know, I don't understand how. Because for me, you just have to build up the shades so much to get any sort of pigment. I don't know, maybe I'm just used to a different sort of shadow. Like maybe I'm used to more of a fluffy, not as stiffly packed shadow. Could also be maybe the brushes I'm using with them, but I've tried like so many different brushes and still haven't had any luck. I mean, that shade I guess didn't go on awful. I don't even know what kind of look I'm doing, probably just another basic one. I'm gonna go in with another blendy brush, go into Seaside. Oops, sorry guys, I'm blinding you. Seaside right here, and start building up my inner V, or outer V I suppose, and then just bringing it into my crease to deepen up the crease a little bit. Okay, so for some reason, I'm getting more pigment than I remember ever getting before. I don't know why that is. Because I've tried this, like I said, a couple times and had no luck with it. And before, when I would put shades on, like I'd have to go in with them like 3, 4, even 5 times for them to show pigment. But for some reason, this feels more pigmented today than I remember it. Was I using different brushes before? I don't understand. Okay, like so far it's doing okay, I suppose. I guess we'll go in with a little bit of Siren. This was the shade I would have used for my brows had I not forgotten about them. And I'm just gonna deepen up my outer V again, and then maybe I'll cut the crease. But this is just kind of to deepen it up even more. This one is not wanting to blend. I don't like that brush. We're gonna go in just with the same brush that I used for the last shade. Maybe it's a little more fluffy. Maybe it was just the brushes I was using. Because the last brush that I just touched in with there, like really felt like how I remember the shades. It would just like plot hardly any color and then wouldn't blend the color that it did plot. Okay, I don't like this color. It's kind of just like splotchy and I'm not really enjoying how it's blending. So I'm just jumping back into Seaside and just kind of going over top of that. I guess we're going for like a super smoky look today. I'm just gonna quickly jump in and cut my crease just so I have something for those shimmery shades kind of to stick to a little bit more. Not like a full cut crease, just like a half little guy. A little halfer cut crease. And I think I'm gonna go in, I wanna do like bright. I wanna keep those eyes like popped there. So I think I'm gonna jump into Pearl in the inner part, and then I'll jump into Sunset kind of more in the middle, and then I'll blend everything with Seaside. And I'm gonna wet my brush just out of repetition. I always wet my brush. Oh, I grabbed Sunset first. Poop. Oh well. Okay, so I'm going in with Sunset here, right on like the inner lid. See, I've always found the shimmery shades in here to be okay. Like they're fine. Nothing wrong with the shimmery shades. Then I'm just gonna wipe my brush off, same brush, wet it again, and then dip into Pearl. This shade is really pretty. I remember using it the first time I used this palette and I was like, oh yeah. Like this was the only shade that I liked. And then dipping back into Sunset and just kind of blending those two shades in together with each other. And then I'm gonna go in again with Seaside and just make sure those edges are really, really blended together as well. So I'm gonna apply mascara, my lashes, off camera. There's no point in you guys watching that, and then we'll come back and finish off the rest of the face. Okay guys, so lashes are on. Let's move on to the face. For bronzer, I think I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna try, ooh, I keep blinding you. I'm gonna try Marina, I think, to start. It almost seems, it's very warm, almost to the yellowy side, but it should be light enough. So let's try that. Yeah, it's an okay bronzer, I guess. It's definitely warming my face up. It's just a little orange, I think, or yellow even for my complexion. I don't know, like I almost feel like it might be making me look a little muddy. I don't know, what do you guys think? I don't know. For contour, I'm gonna dip into Seaside. Now, this guy, it's a little dark, so I'm just going to like lightly dip in, and then with a really, really, really light hand. I mean, it definitely did a little bit, but again, it's just a little too dark, I think. It worked. I mean, it did an okay job. It did, like, it contoured. Now, there's really no blush shade in here. Like, there's nothing that I could really even use for blush. So I will grab something different for blush. But first, I'm gonna go in with Conch, which was just that very first shade, just up here, that we set the lids with. I'm just gonna dip into that and just ever so slightly kind of highlight my under eyes a bit with that shade. Actually did a nice job at highlighting those. I like that. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna throw some blush on really quick and then we'll come back and do some highlighting. I'm gonna go with that Pearl shade for highlighting. I think it's gonna be really, really pretty. So I'll be right back with some blush on. All right, so highlights, like I said, I'm gonna dip into Pearl. I think I'm going to wet my brush just a little bit. And dipping into Pearl, so just that one right there. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm not gonna put too much on because it looks like it does have some like glitter in it, but it definitely does pop. Like, I'll give it that. I dipped into like the black shade by accident. Gee whiz. Oh no, it's like blue now. Oh no, it's gonna look like I have a little mustache. Hopefully I can fix that when I go in with my lips. But yeah, you guys, not bad. Okay, I'm gonna go in with just my normal lipstick that I would normally use, or like whatever. And then I think that's it for this palette, so I'll be right back with the finished look. And this is the finished look today. So I just went in with Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lip in Project Chimps. And then I topped it off just like on the very top in the middle of the lip. I went in with that shade Pearl and just kind of topped it off just to give it like some sort of like glowiness to it. Do I like this look and will I use this palette again? Not enough. It's okay. Like the look is okay, but not enough for me to like grab for this palette to use either for my eyes or like I love that Pearl shade. But it's hard just to like open up a palette just for like one shade in particular, you know what I mean? Nothing is really blowing me away that much where I was like, yeah, I definitely use that as a contour, or I definitely use that as a highlight. Nothing really like that, so it's better than I remember the palette to be completely honest, but still not good enough for me to reach for all the time. Maybe in the future a couple times for a couple different looks, but not too much. Let me know down below what palette you'd like to see next from me for a full face using blank palette. Let me know down below. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.